Hi friends, this is Unit 1, Lesson 15 for second grade math. We are going to practice solving more compare word problems. We are going to do 4 together. You are going to do 2 on your own, and then we are going to talk about a puzzle penguin together. You need your math book and a pencil. We are on page 41 to start. Our instructions say, make a drawing, write an equation, and solve the problem. We are mostly going to use comparison bars. I will tell you which ones we won't be using comparison bars on and why when we get there. So let's get started. Number 1, Haley has 13 books in her bag. Gabriella has 8 books in her bag. How many fewer books does Gabrielle have in her bag than Haley? So I'm going to use my cube strategy. I'm going to circle my numbers. I'm going to underline my question and find my label. So here's how many. The next word is fewer, and I know that fewer is not a label by itself, so I look at the next word and I get books. I like to write it right now. I'm going to look for any keywords. I don't see any keywords that I haven't already talked about. Fewer books is one of those keywords, but I just know that Hallie has 13 or Haley and Gabrielle has 8. So next I'm going to get my comparison bars ready. Draw my long rectangle, my short one, and my oval. So now if I look, I have Hallie and I have Gabrielle. Hallie has 13, Gabrielle has 8. That tells me that Hallie, it has more. So I'm going to put an H on top and a G on the bottom. Hallie has 13, so that goes in her box right here. Gabrielle has 8, that goes in her box right here. And I'm trying to figure out the change. I'm trying to figure out how many fewer does Gabrielle have. So my question mark goes in my oval. Now I'm missing a partner because this is just like a math mountain. So I can solve it by counting on to 13, or I can turn this into a subtraction problem. Either way, when I cross off 8 of them, you are going to get an answer of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 fewer books. All right, let's look at number 2. It says Hannah has 11 stickers. Nat has 3 stickers. How many fewer stickers does Nat have than Hannah? I'm actually going to have you guys try this one on your own. It's very similar to number 1. So go ahead and pause the video and do this one on your own. All right, let's see what you came up with. I'm going to use my cube strategy. I'm going to circle my 11, circle my 3. Underline my question. Go find my label. Here's how many. Here's fewer stickers. I also have, I don't have any other math words to box because fewer stickers is I'm already noticing it. So let's go ahead and get our comparison bars ready. I know that Hannah has 11 and Nat has 3. That tells me that Hannah has more, Nat has less. I know that Hannah has exactly 11, so that goes in her box, and Nat has exactly 3, so that goes in her box. And then my question mark is right here. Again, just like the one above, we're solving for a partner. So I can do 3 plus box equals 11, or 11 minus 3 equals box. Either way, when I cross out 3, I'm going to get an 8. I could also count on, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I'm still going to get 8. Good job, friends. If you did not get that correct, go ahead and pause the video and see where you made your mistake and fix it. All right, let's look at number 3. So number 3 is a little interesting because we don't have people. We're dealing with the cost of an eraser and a pencil. So our labels are going to be a little bit different, but I'll show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and use our cube strategy. Circle the 7, circle the 9, underline my question, find my label, which is cents. Did I even read the question? I don't think so. An eraser costs 7 cents. A pencil costs 9 cents more than an eraser. How many cents does a pencil cost? So I see the word more right here. I'm going to put a box around that. That's a clue word. Now I'm going to get my comparison bars ready. And like I said, we don't have people. So our labels are going to be E for eraser and P for pencil. So I need to figure out what costs more. Does an eraser cost more or does a pencil cost more? So I know that an eraser costs 7 cents. That doesn't really tell me anything. A pencil costs 9 cents more than an eraser. So this sentence right here tells me that the pencil costs more. So I have a P on the top and an E on the bottom. So if I'm going to put in my 7, I know that the 7 belongs to how much the eraser costs. So I'm going to put that in the E box. And then I have 9 cents more. So the 9 is with the more. So that's going to go in my oval. And then now I know that I'm trying to figure out how many cents does a pencil cost. So my question mark goes in my pencil box. So now I can do 9 plus 7 equals unknown. I'm going to start with my 9 and I'm going to draw 7 circles and count on and see what I get. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 cents is the cost of a pencil. All right, number 4. So number 4, let's read it and see if we want to do comparison bars. It says Linda has 11 cherries. If she eats 4 cherries, she will have the same number as Sally. How many cherries does Sally have? So for this one, I do not like doing comparison bars. I don't think it's a very good comparison bar problem. I know that Linda is getting rid of some of her cherries by eating them. So I would rather draw circles and cross them out because that's going to tell me how many Sally has. So let's use our cube strategy. Let's get our problem. Let's annotate our problem. So we have 11 and 4. I'm trying to figure out how many cherries does Sally have. I go back and find my label. So here's how many. So here's cherries. That is my label. And I know that the word eat is not really a math word, but it's telling me that she's getting rid of them. So I'm going to put a box around that. And I'm going to put a box around the same number as Sally. So now I'm going to start by drawing my L. And I know that Linda starts with 11 cherries. So I'm going to draw 11 circles. And then I know Linda is eating 4. So I'm going to cross off 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, where does Sally play into this? Well, I know that after Linda ate 4, Sally was going to have the same. So I can now draw Sally's circles. I can match those up. And I know that Sally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I have to still make an equation. So this is like kind of almost like a normal equation that we've been practicing with before. If Linda has 11, she eats 4, so that's a subtraction. Equals box, and I already know the answer is 7. So that one's a little bit weirder for a compare problem. Technically, it is a compare problem, but to be totally honest, I would rather just do the top. I'd rather just leave Sally out of it and just draw the circles and cross them out. All right, go ahead and flip your paper over. You are going to do number 5 and number 6 on your own and then come back and check with me. And then we're going to do Puzzle Penguin together. So I'm going to read number 5 and number 6 to you, and then you can get started. So it says number 5, John has 8 notebooks. He has to get 6 more notebooks to have as many as Ben. How many notebooks does Ben have? So go ahead and pause the video and solve this problem. Number 6 says Rasha solves 3 more puzzles than Lena. Lena solves 9 puzzles. How many puzzles does Rasha solve? Go ahead and pause the video and solve this one. All right, let's see how you did, friends. So here we have John has 8 notebooks. There's a 6. Underline my question. Go find my label is notebooks right after how many. I'm going to box any keywords. So I have the word more. And I think that's it. So I'm going to get my comparison bars ready. I have Ben and I have John. So I know that I can read the first one and I know that John has 8. That doesn't really tell me much. If I look at the next sentence, it says he has to get 6 more to have the same as Ben. So if John is getting more, then he'll have the same as Ben. So here I have a B and a J. I know that John has 8, so that goes in his box. I know if he gets 6 more, then he's going to have the same as Ben. So the 6 is attached to my more, so that goes in my circle. And I'm trying to figure out how many Ben has, because that's my question. How many notebooks does Ben have? So in order to solve this, it's like a missing total. I would do 8 plus 6 equals box. Here I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I would count those circles. Oh, nope. I drew 6 circles. I would count on like I just did, and I would get 14. So you should have gotten 14 notebooks. If you did not, go ahead and pause the video and see what you did and fix it. All right, number 6. Rasha solves 3 more puzzles than Lena. Lena solves 9 puzzles. How many puzzles does Rasha solve? So I have the number 9 and I have the number 3. I'm going to underline my question. I see how many right here, so I know the word right after is my label. I'm going to box the word more. And now I'm going to get my comparison bars ready. So I have Lena and I have Rasha. Let's see who has more. It says Rasha solves 3 more puzzles than Lena. That tells me right there that Rasha solves more than Lena. So R goes on top, L goes on bottom. I see 3 more. I know the number that's connected to the more goes in the oval. I have Lena solves 9. So that goes in Lena's box right here. And again, I'm missing that top total number. That's how many does Rasha have? So I can solve that by doing 9 plus 3 equals box. I can count on 10, 11, 12. 12 puzzles. All right, hopefully you got those right. And if you didn't, you figured out where you made your little mistake. Let's go ahead and see what Puzzle Penguin did. So it says Latoya has 12 buttons. If she gives away 5 buttons, she will have as many as Ron. How many buttons does Ron have? So let's go ahead and we're going to ignore what Puzzle Penguin did, and we are going to solve this as we normally would, and then we're going to see what mistake he made. So here I have my numbers. I'm going to circle those. I'm going to underline my question. Here's my label. And I'm going to get my comparison bars ready. I also know that I want to box away because that's like a subtraction word, giving something away. So I have Latoya and Ron, and I have to figure out who has more. So I know that Latoya has 12. If she gives away 5, then she'll have the same as Ron. So Latoya has 12. She's giving away 5, and then she'll have the same as Ron. So Latoya has more, and Ron has less. We know that Latoya has 12, so that goes in her box, and that she's giving away 5. So that's like the change. There's no more or fewer to help us figure out, but that is the change because it's changing by 5. And so I'm trying to figure out how many Ron has. So let's look at our comparison bars compared to Puzzle Penguins. He knew that Latoya had 12. He knew that the change was 5, and he knew we were trying to figure out Ron's. But what did he actually do that was not correct? He is telling us that Ron had more. If I wanted to solve this, I would have to solve 12 plus 5, which would give us 17. But I know that Ron does not have more. Ron actually has less because that's what we figured out in the very beginning. So then I would do a subtraction problem, and I would draw my 12 circles, and I would cross off 5 of them to get an answer of 7. So Ron has 7 buttons. Sorry, Puzzle Penguin. Better luck next time. Okay, friends, tomorrow we are going to review compare word problems, and then we'll continue with other types of word problems next week. See you later.